Welcome back. As STEM programs continue to see growing interest in the African American community, a Chicago staple is stepping up with a natural partnership. ComEd's third annual Solar Spotlight program, designed to expose African American high school students to careers in science, technology, engineering, and math. Here to talk about it is Melissa Washington, the Vice President of External Affairs and Large Customer Services. Thanks, Melissa, for coming in.
Thank you for having me.
Do you see an increase in African American kids wanting to be involved in science and technology lately?
Well, what's interesting about it is that we've seen an increase in the amount of African American students that go to college, but we're not seeing the same pace of students majoring in STEM-related courses.
Do we want that? Do we want that?
more.
And why?
We want more. And when you think about the future of careers, especially well-paying careers, it's all related to STEM.
That's
it's
where it
technology. That's where it is. So
Yeah.
when you look at the role that ComEd plays, we are one of the largest STEM hiring, companies in the region, and we think it's very, very vital to make sure that we help stimulate the future candidates that we'll be interviewing.
Is it tough to get in this career, in this business?
I think it's, I would say it's not tough, but you know what we find, which is why we're doing the Solar Spotlight program, it's about exposure.
Yeah,
it's
they don't know that that's what they want
know.
unless it's there in front of them.
They don't know, and if you don't know, then you don't know what you can be, right? So it's really about exposure. And then the other thing that we really try to focus on is that we have a lot of African American engineers right in our own company.
Right.
So they serve as mentors at the Solar Spotlight program.
And if they see that, they say, hey, I can do that too,
I can do it.
Yeah, this program, when does it meet and how often do the kids go? Is it after school, weekends?
We do it around African American Black History Month.
Okay.
So every year at
Now.
Black History Month, it's going on now. It was actually just wrapped up.
Okay.
Black History Month, we get together 2 Saturdays out of the month.
Okay.
We recruit from our entire territory of ComEd's region. So we have students from CPS, we have students from the surrounding suburbs. And each Saturday we focus on something different. So the first Saturday that we held them this month for this recognition for this year, they focused on solar suitcases.
Oh.
They created solar suitcases and they worked on solar circuits. They understood and was introduced to that technology. And those solar suitcases are actually going to be used to help underprivileged areas that don't have lights right now.
Right.
So.
How tough is it to get the girls involved? Is it tougher let them see that they can do it more so than the boys?
So when we talk about African American underrepresentation in these careers, you actually have even more when you start narrowing it to women.
And we saw the Hidden Figures. It came out. Black Panther, Shuri was Miss High Tech.
Exactly.
I don't want to spoil it for those who haven't seen it, but it's a big deal now. We're trying to get I think society's trying to say, hey, you can do it too.
Right. So several years ago, we realized that young ladies didn't see themselves in the science and technology field. So we started experimenting with, let's show them things that they like that are really based upon science and technology. Fingernail polish, right? Makeup, things of that nature. And so then you start to stimulate their interest. And that's really what it's about. How can I incent them and help them be exposed to something and just seeing it differently? So we have about 60 young students that came out to participate in the program. And it's a mixture between young African-American girls and boys.
What's your barometer as far as success rate? I mean, how do you tell how well they're doing or if they went into it and that type of thing?
What's tremendous about the program, as you said, we've done it for 3 years. We see them again.
Yeah.
So we sometimes follow them. Sometimes they participate in other programs. We have the Icebox Derby. Sometimes the girls come back to that, and that's where they're building go-karts. And they're learning about science and engineering through that process. Sometimes they come back as interns. We continue to see the students, and that's what we call success.
That's fabulous. Now, how do people get involved in it next year?
So what we'll do is put a call out there, and we work a lot through some of the administrators at the school, right? The schools are really helpful in recruiting and helping us get in contact with the right students. We work through aldermen, we work through the municipalities in the various regions, and anywhere we can, a lot of the nonprofit organizations we work with that focus on students, we also recruit from there.
And let's not forget the event this weekend.
Exactly.
Yeah, tell us about that real quick.
So it's the other day to bring them together, and then they're going to learn about science, they're going to learn about solar, they're going to learn about technology, but most of all, we make sure that they have fun and we make sure that they get a chance to network. And I'm going to tell you, I've done this again for the last couple of years and really focused on it, and just seeing the interaction between the students. They come from different schools.
It's amazing.
They're from the city, they're from the suburbs, and just being able to see how they're networking with each other and the relationships they're building, and how they get excited with the technology and the different skill sets they're developing.
Melissa Washington, thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you for having us
Good
again.
luck with the event.
Yes.